More food for the pantry to feed the family. You can help fill the Mayflower today. It's running until 6:30 at Cordova Mall. You can donate good old cash or perishable food items.
Join us next for The Morning Current is coming up at 7 on our sister station WFGX. Deeper dives into the stories that matter to you and a lot of fun, especially on a Friday.
And one of the best things about The Morning Current is your participation. We love to hear from you on all the big stories. You can watch it on FGX or
stream it on WEARTV.com or our Facebook and YouTube channels. We hope to see you there. Have a great one.
3 minutes. Testing 1 2. Hello, hello, hello. 1 2 1 2 1 2
Move
1
towards
2.
Laura and Todd.
Move towards Laura. 1 2 3 4 1 2. Move towards LaDon.
It was good. Okay. All right.
All right, there we go.
All right.
You do it. I'll do it.
You're watching WEAR News, The Morning Current on WFGX.
All right, good morning and welcome to, yes, The Morning Current. So glad you're joining us. I'm Jared Willits.
I'm Laura Hussey. He was just finishing because Aria was over there dancing and Jared was joining in because it's Friday. We are so glad to have you with us. Hit us up on our socials throughout the show. We will now straighten up and get to the news. No injuries on this one, so that's a good thing. But a truck hit 3 Escambia County Sheriff's Office cruisers in Bratt.
About 9 o'clock last night on West Highway 4, west of the First Baptist Church of Bratt, it is reported by our partners at NorthEscambia.com that the cruisers were parked on the side of the road facing oncoming traffic. Now, there are emergency lights on, but the headlights were.
North Escambia reports that a pickup driven by a woman sideswiped the first cruiser, knocked off the mirror and the door handle, then crashed into the other 2 cruisers with such force that the front passenger tire was knocked off of one of them. The deputies were just about to leave the area right before it all happened. They'd just taken somebody into custody, so the detainee was in the back of the first cruiser. Nobody was hurt again, and there is an investigation by the FHP.
All right, let's talk about your money, specifically what you pay for power. Florida Power and Light customers will start seeing the utility rates go up gradually, they say, over the next 4 years.
The Public Service Commission did approve FPL's proposed rate hike yesterday morning. It is a $7 billion increase that rolls in through 2029. For 2026, FPL says the typical customer in Northwest Florida will see a decrease of about $2 a month, but that changes later.
In 2027, the increases start, and by 2029, they say, the total increase would be roundabout, give or take, $7 a month. This all takes effect come January.
The rate hike approval getting a lot of comments from you on social media. Let's go there. More than 500 people weighing in, the majority questioning why this thing was approved, saying they do not agree with the decision from the Public Service Commission.
From Christopher, he said that's all they do is go up, up, up.
Todd commented this should be illegal. It's not like we have a choice where we get our power.
And from David, we need another power company so they can try to outdo each other in lower prices.
We threw out a poll yesterday as well. Do you think Florida Power and Light's rate increase request is justified? 9% said yes, 91% said no.
No surprise there. It is 7:02 and a half. Let's talk about the great outdoors.
Yeah, we've had such a foggy start to our days, Brooke, but they've turned out okay. What can we expect?
Yeah, I mean, we do have some fog in the area. It's really going to be clustered around I-10. That's where we're seeing it, especially this morning. So you want to make sure you're giving yourself that extra time if that does include your morning commute. Along the coastline, we are looking a bit clearer, so it really depends on where you are. This is where we are not expecting that dense fog advisory. They did not include the beaches in that dense fog advisory. It does continue, though, for inland areas. We're seeing especially Molino, Milton. We're seeing it Crestview as well. So just make sure you are giving yourself that time. Temperatures currently in the 60s. We do have anywhere from 60 to about 65 degrees. We'll be seeing those temperatures back in the mid to upper 70s heading into your afternoon. Winds are fairly light right now, 3 to maybe 5 miles an hour coming in from the south. We do have some rain that we are tracking to the north. Looks like that was where most of it will remain. Most of us just looking at some clouds and some fog this morning.
Let's go look outdoors, specifically a nice shot of the Escambia Bay Bridge this morning. We can see light traffic, no issues there or anywhere so far this morning.
Thinking today about the things we could easily take for granted, like walking to the cabinet, opening the door, and pulling out something to eat. Thousands of people in our community do not have that luxury right now. That is no exaggeration. They're hungry. WEAR's Sue Strawn live at Cordova Mall this morning. We are filling the Mayflower. Sue, how's it going?
I've got to tell you, Laura, heartwarming is how it's going. Since literally 5 o'clock this morning, the cars have been rolling through the parking lot here at Cordova Mall. We're down on the Dillard's end of the mall. You can see we've got them over here. We've got the Vets group. They rolled up with a truckload of non-perishable food items. They're getting that offloaded. It's just been amazing. But every time we put out an appeal for anything in this community rallies. Dee Dee Floundlacker is the executive director of Manna Food Pantries, and we're working to fill this Mayflower. And there's no doubt in my mind we'll do it, and we'll do it. We'll fill it and we'll overfill it today.
Yes, we will. This is an amazing community, and you're absolutely right, Sue. Every time we say we need, then folks come out, and I want to tell you, we need.
When we talk about the need, it is exponential this year. We had, of course, the government shutdown. We saw the SNAP funds were not there for families, and we had the layoffs. It's just been hard for so very many families in our community this year.
It has. It's been one thing after another. And you know what, Sue? We did a couple of distributions, one at Corey Station and then also one at Whiting. We had someone who came through the line a few minutes ago to give a financial donation. She said, I got a bag of food when I was furloughed a few weeks ago, and now I want to come in and give you some money.
And again, we're seeing families who have never before had to ask, never before been in need. And this is not somebody's best day when they have to ask for food. We're talking about canned string beans. We're talking about canned carrots. We're talking about a can of soup. No one is proud to have to come and ask for food.
That's right. You're absolutely right, Sue. At pantry service yesterday, we had a lady who was, going through her purse trying to get stuff that we needed to see, and she said, I'm sorry, I'm just doing the very best I can. And you could tell that she had just been through so much, and she was just so down. By the time she left was left with healthy bags of food, 5 days worth in every bag, and she felt better.
And I just want to make an appeal because, you know, this is a season of Thanksgiving. And if you are able to count a blessing, if you are able to give thanks for anything in your life, and if you have the ability, and if you can donate food items, if you can donate money to help Manna purchase food, to be able to bless somebody else in this community who simply does not have and is facing one of their worst days and is having to ask for help to be able to feed their children and not make that decision of whether they can buy their medicine, because many of our seniors are faced with that. Please come by today and help us fill the Mayflower. We're here at Cordova Mall, the dealer's end of the parking lot. We will be here until 6:30 this evening. We're making that appeal to you to please come and help us. What are the items that you need?
We need peanut butter, oatmeal in packets. We need canned vegetables of all sorts, canned chicken, canned tuna.
All right, it's just that simple. Please come and help us. Help us to bless somebody in this community.
All right, we'll get back to Sue a little later on, perhaps with an update. But right now, we're going to talk about this. An Alabama postal worker has been arrested for stealing mail from more than 70 homes in Baldwin County.
Yeah, Gulf Shores police say this is the biggest case of mail theft that they have ever seen. A new mail theft law went into effect October 1st in Alabama, so that crime would be classified a misdemeanor or a felony based on how many addresses are affected. Aria
Circa here with us this morning on the Morning Current to explain more about this story. Good morning.
Good morning. Some Baldwin County residents say they are now on high alert with plans to pay extra attention to their mailboxes. This week, police arrested 29-year-old Bryant Nugent for stealing mail from 72 homes in Baldwin County. He's now facing 2 felony charges of mail theft. Detective Carl Wittstruck said Nugent worked as a contracted delivery driver for USPS. Investigators found the first pile of mail in Nugent's personal car that he used for deliveries, leading investigators to find an even bigger stash at his home. Police recovered over 1,000 pieces of mail, but the catch is not a single envelope was opened.
And why he decided not to deliver the mail but rather store it in his vehicle or store it at his home, we're not quite sure at this point.
Some of the recovered mail dating as far back as August. Most of the homes impacted were in Fort Morgan, a community at the tip of Gulf Shores. Nugent has since been released from jail, but the investigation into the missing mail is still open. Now the focus is getting all the recovered letters to their intended destinations. Laura, Jared.
We love to hear and see what's going on in your world, and one of the ways you can do that is chime in some photographs. You can text WEAR-TV to 95577. Easier still, chime in from the WEAR websites.
A New York Jets player recovering after being shot outside a restaurant. The progress he's made this morning.
And it's week 13 of college football. We'll have a look at some of the matchups and who has a better chance to come out on top. But for the moment, we're going to take a break, take a breath, relax.
It's still warm. I finally got some coffee, so it's still warm. I hope yours is as good as this. Happy Friday. This morning, federal investigators are giving us the clearest look yet at the very moment that UPS cargo plane took off from Louisville before it just crashed in a horrible fireball.
Now, the surveillance photos show the plane taking off. Everything was fine. Then you see the left engine simply break off and shoots upward before bursting into flames. The plane never over 30 feet off the ground before it crashed into that industrial area. 14 people killed, including 11 on the ground.
I don't care how many times you see it. It's so terrible. The debris field was half a mile long. Right now, the NTSB is focusing on the 34-year-old MD-11's left pylon, which had cracks. That component is what attaches the engine to the wing. Officials have grounded all MD-11s and DC-10s while they investigate exactly how widespread this problem possibly could be.
Amazing. All right, the New York Jets player shot outside of a Manhattan restaurant is making some progress with recovery.
Apparently some pretty good progress. Jets cornerback Chris Boyd was shot in the abdomen early Sunday morning. Police say he was with two teammates and got into an argument with another group of people.
Boyd has had multiple procedures to get the bullet out of his right lung. He shared video on Instagram Wednesday saying he's starting now to breathe on his own. Police shared some suspect photos, but so far no arrests. We are headed into week number 13 of college football. Could be make or break for the bowl games, playoffs, and all that.
All of the good stuff. So we're going to run down the matchups for you if you want to cheer your team on. Let's start with Brooks' team, Florida State. They're heading to Raleigh. They'll face North Carolina State tonight. The Seminoles losing 5 of their last 7 matchups against NC State, but they are still slightly favored to win. The game airs on ESPN.
Number 13, Miami is looking to keep their college football playoff hopes alive with a must-win road trip with Virginia Tech. Miami heavily favored to win. You can watch that game on ESPN.
And if you're an Alabama fan, you can scan that QR at the bottom of your screen and vote for your team. Alabama will welcome Eastern Illinois this weekend. The Tide's last 2 games of the season are going to determine their cards for the SEC championship. Bama is expected to win, and the game airs on the SEC Network Plus.
Auburn at home as well, taking on Mercer. Auburn heavily favored to win. You can watch that game on the SEC Network Plus.
Florida welcoming number 20 Tennessee, the Gators. On a tough streak, 3 games down. Tennessee is favored to win, and that game airs here on WEAR.
Now UWF on the field tomorrow in the first round of the NCAA Division II playoffs.
They're looking to shake off what was really their first loss of the season last week. They'll be hosting North Greenville.
The 2 teams met in regular season in September. The Argos hanging on for a 25-17 victory in South Carolina. Argos finishing 9-1 in the regular season, coming off an overtime loss to Valdosta State.
Expect the team coming in ready to play a really good game. They're a hard-fought program. They play well and do a lot of really good things. It's a scrappy game versus us. The first game, we expect them to come in with some energy. So we got to weather the storm initially and be ready to play 60 minutes.
Tomorrow's first round matchup kicks off at 1 p.m. at Penn Air Field on the UWF campus. Visit WEARTV.com for more info on tickets.
Have you seen this thing?
This is so cool. I noticed this morning, they have it lit up at night. This is in the Port of Pensacola. It looks so cool. It's what they call a heavy lift vessel. It's America's largest one.
And it dominates the skyline in the city. You just can't go downtown and not go, what the heck?
Yeah, if you could see it past the fog. I mean, they could have just called me. I'm pretty strong.
We don't
need the vessel.
An Iron Woman might be able to lift it, but it can lift such things as the entire platform of an oil rig. It's basically a catamaran, crane in between the 2 sides, and that is up to 7,500 pounds, I believe, or tons.
Yeah, 254 feet tall as well. So
40-member crew, right? 40 members, designed to decommission oil rigs. That's what it does. Goes out there and grabs them, brings them up.
We've only got it for another day or 2. They say it's probably leaving sometime this weekend, so check it out. If you are driving over the bridge, it's a pretty spectacular sight.
Yeah, and it can lift up to 7,500 tons.
Tons.
That's a lot.
Pounds, tons, something like that.
More than me.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, we still got the fog working a little bit.
Yeah, still got the fog. It's really inland, and we don't really have a good camera of it, but we do have that fog, especially around Milton, Molino. You want to make sure you're taking it nice and easy, especially if you're traveling the interstate. Might come upon some of those patches of some dense fog this morning. We are not under a dense fog advisory for the coastline. You can see we do have some clouds, a little haze, but not like what we were seeing the past couple of days, but we're still looking at that fog in the area. So just make sure you are taking it nice and slow. Maybe you're leaving the beach going inland. You might be seeing some of that fog this morning. So there's that dense fog advisory. It does go through 9 9 a.m. You can see where we do have it in effect for. It does not include coastal areas. We do have that fog really set up where that dense fog advisory is. So you can see Crestview, not able to see that far in front of you. Same thing for Milton. We're seeing some of those patches of some dense fog. Same thing for Molino. Along the coastline, you can see visibility not impacted too much. Fairhope, we're seeing a decent little patch of fog as well. Now, what we can expect, that fog clears up as we get into the afternoon. That fog's really going to burn off. We'll have another chance of some patchy fog on Saturday, but then it does clear up as we go into Sunday, and we're actually going to have a very weak cold front move through Saturday. That's going to help us stay nice and looking at some decent visibility by Sunday. We'll also have some drier air as we go into Sunday, Monday, and then it does increase again as we could see some more rain heading into Tuesday. So we do have a couple of chances of rain moving forward. Let's look at their temperatures because they are changing slightly heading into your Thanksgiving. 60s right now. We'll see the mid to upper 70s for your highs today. We look at temperatures getting closer to normal by Thanksgiving. So this is your 6 to 10 day outlook. It does look like temperatures get closer to average for us as we go into Thanksgiving. Let's talk about rain chances now because we do have dry conditions right now, some rain to the north. We're watching that closely. It does look like most of that rain will stay north of us, but we will have a chance as we go into Saturday. Isolated pockets of rain showers is what we will have as we go through the morning hours. You can see them popping up. This is our weak cold front that does bring in some drier air for us. It does clear out, and then that Sunday should be looking nice, dry, and sunny, so we should have the sunshine moving into your Sunday. We are going to be looking at cloud cover on Monday and then that chance of rain on Tuesday. Quick look at the tropics. It's looking calm, not expecting any tropical activity, and we do have only 9 days left in hurricane season. Stay-tuned marine forecast, 1 foot for the Gulf. Winds are variable at about 5 knots, and we do have your yellow flags flying with a good chance we will see green flags later on today. Here's a look at that week ahead. We do have your temperatures mid to upper 70s. We'll have a small rain chance tomorrow morning, and then we will have temperatures in the mid 60s by Thursday, your Thanksgiving.
On the way, when's the best time to eat Thanksgiving dinner? Martha Stewart has an answer for us. We'll find out how couth we are, according to Martha, straight ahead.
So, you know, it's a big debate. When is the best time to serve Thanksgiving dinner? My answer is all day long. You can have it whenever you want.
Start early and go late.
Yep.
Yes,
all day
Thanksgiving, an all-day eating holiday. That's why it's the best holiday that there is. It's very good. But Martha Stewart has weighed in on when do you eat Thanksgiving? When do you guys do it?
Usually mid-afternoon, 2 o'clock or so, I guess, yeah.
How would we not know that they were in perfect sync with the etiquette doyenne Martha Stewart? 2 p.m., she says. 2 p.m. and why? People are hungry and they don't want to wait.
Yeah. She says it also frees up time for other Thanksgiving fun, like watching football and, you know, playing football.
I'm waiting for her thirst trap with the turkey, is what I'm waiting for.
Oh, that just
Aren't
does
we
not
all,
even
though?
sound right.
I love it.
Maybe Martha Stewart in the kitchen with only the apron, or is that...
We've seen those, and maybe we'll see one again. All right,
All
we'd like to know what you think about what's the best time to serve Thanksgiving dinner. Since we first asked, about 80 people have weighed in.
Okay, lots of people with the midday dinner, about 84%, 16% more towards dinner time. That's my house. It's not really planned that way. We shoot for 2. Yeah, I finally get it done about 5.
See, dinner time is bedtime for us.
That's true. What a good
there.
point. We have a bunch of Thanksgiving debates we're actually trying to settle. So if you would kindly scan that QR code and help us out. We have great polls like, do you need marshmallows or pecans on your sweet potato casserole? Things like that.
Well, here's this question. What time do you open the Prosecco?
Oh,
Mimosas in the morning. Listen, it's an all-day event. Mimosas in the morning, champagne with lunch and dinner.
All right, I want to see the cheetahs. There's new cheetahs at Smithsonian's National Zoo and Conservation Institute. We've got 4 baby cheetah cubs.
This is a live cam. Take a look at this. What a world we live in. The cubs born a month ago. The zoo says the cubs are strong, active, vocal, and eating well.
Their mom is called Amabala, and she moves them around the habitat. So sometimes if you're logging into the live cam, you may not see them, but they're fine. They're just out of sight momentarily.
Yeah, it's the 20th litter born at the Virginia campus, and the cheetahs are considered vulnerable to extinction. So only about 7,000 left in the wild.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's my favorite shot. Cheetahs are wonderful, wonderful animals. Congratulations, Mama.
In a moment, back to the hard news. The Trump administration announcing plans for new oil drilling off the coast of California and Florida. There is opposition. We'll take a look. This one's got a lot of people talking. The administration is now proposing the largest expansion of offshore drilling in decades.
They would start auctioning off the drilling rights in a new 5-year plan. They would open waters off the coast of California, the whole coastline, and parts of the eastern Gulf.
It would auction drilling rights for Central and Southern California beginning in 27, for the Eastern Gulf in 2029. Now, Florida leaders have long opposed drilling out in the Gulf. Deepwater Horizon, you remember that, 2010.
And there's also concerns about the Eglin testing range, which does extend over the Gulf. That was a focus when Congressman Jimmy Patronis joined up with Senators Rick Scott and Ashley Moody to send a letter to the president. They say because of that testing range that drilling could impact military readiness. The letter also says, obviously, it would hurt beaches and tourism.
Senator Moody calling on lawmakers to support her American Shores Protection Act. It will prohibit oil and natural gas exploration, development, and production off the coast of Florida, Georgia, and South Carolina.
Now, we always want your thoughts, and more than 100 people have weighed in on this particular topic with mixed reactions. Oksana said they need to leave Florida alone and get out with the drilling.
Jay shared, maybe no one remembers the BP oil spill.
Brian said, thank you, Trump. We need cheap gas.
And from James, he wrote, and I quote, drill, baby, drill.
From oil to the economy, particularly the grocery store prices. Okay, brace yourself. This is not your typical story. They're saying some prices could come down.
Be still. President Trump removed some tariffs on Brazilian goods yesterday. That include duties on your coffee, your beans, your beef rather, certain fruit juices and nuts. 50% tariffs imposed in July to protest the trial of their former leader, Bolsonaro.
The president dropped Brazil's 10% reciprocal tariff on a long list of food products as part of a separate action last week. So the administration is going to issue refunds for the tariffs collected on imports of Brazilian agricultural products that were in that time period.
This is the latest effort by the administration to address Americans' cost of living and, yes, affordability.
Okaloosa County deputies asking for your help this morning. There is a man who's been missing since early this month. I think we got a photo. 35-year-old Tremaine McClellan was last heard from on November 3rd.
Driving a black 2001 Toyota 4Runner with a Florida tag 131OUX. Last spotted heading north on the Mid-Bay Bridge. That was November 4th, about 6 in the morning.
He's 6'6", about 185. If you have any information at all, you are asked to call Emerald Coast Crime Stoppers.
A lot of people talking about this story as well, again involving President Trump, getting a lot of backlash from both sides of the world after calling 6 Democratic members of Congress traitors and accusing them of seditious behavior punishable by death.
These 6 lawmakers produced and released a video that told service members they should not obey illegal orders, though they did not specify what those orders might be. All of these lawmakers are veterans of either the military or U.S. intelligence. We wanted to show you a portion of the video.
You all swore an oath
to protect and defend this Constitution.
Right now, the threats to our Constitution aren't just coming from abroad,
but from right here at home.
Our laws are clear. You can refuse illegal orders.
You can refuse illegal orders.
You must refuse illegal orders.
No one has to carry out orders that violate the law or our Constitution.
We know this is hard,
and that it's a difficult time to be a public servant.
But whether you're serving in the CIA,
the Army,
or Navy,
the Air Force,
your vigilance is critical.
Well, they did give some examples of illegal orders. That would be, according to them, sending troops into more U.S. cities, invoking the Insurrection Act. They also pointed to the instances in 2020, President Trump asking, we just can't shoot these protesters in the legs, can we?
Those examples provided after the fact, not in the spot. President Trump said these lawmakers should be arrested and put on trial. Lawmakers from both parties have criticized the comments, calling them dangerous.
Carolyn Levitt says encouraging service members to defy commands is the danger.
It is 7:31. It is Friday. That typically feels pretty good. Meteorologist Brooke Richardson has our outlook for this happiest day of the week.
Hey, good morning. And we do have some fog that we are tracking. It is going to be looking more inland that we do have these foggy conditions. So you want to make sure you're keeping that in mind as you are traveling. If you are traveling from somewhere closer to the coast, really towards the interstate, that's where we're going to be seeing the fog right now. We have a bit of a haze over the beaches, but it's not looking too foggy. Dense fog advisory is still in effect for our inland areas, and that's where we do have half a mile or less in some spots. So just keep that in mind as you're traveling. It's a little more patchy today though. As for your temperatures, we're in the 60s. We do have temperatures getting warm this afternoon, back in the mid to upper 70s. Very light winds at about 3 to maybe 7 miles an hour, so not too much of a wind today. Your radar's overall dry. There's some activity to the north though. We're going to be watching that very closely. It does look like most of that rain is going to be staying well to the north of us. We'll continue to watch it as we do move forward, but as of now, it does look like our first chance of rain does come in tomorrow, and it would be isolated little pockets of some light showers. Heading out the door today, we do still have that patchy fog. Make sure you are prepared for it. Just take it nice and easy on the roadways. We'll warm up today, mid to upper 70s.
Go ahead and start with a question this time. Do you think there is enough demand to support an ice rink in Santa Rosa County? Yes or no?
Scan the QR on your screen and answer the question. And now we're going to talk about the potential facility that is being proposed.
It would be off Woodbine Road in Pace, proposed by Jennifer Burkhart and her husband.
They're thinking about a 31,000 square foot ice rink, roughly the size of an NFL regulation rink. But they're stressing this would not be like the Bay Center.
Yeah.
It would be a community skating rink.
They say the rough estimate is $5 million to be privately funded, they say. Burkhart says the need for ice is great. She, by the way, manages more than 100 youth hockey players with the Pensacola Junior Ice Flyers.
She says they can access the Bay Center, but with the Ice Flyers and other events going on, there's really not a lot of time for the Junior Ice Flyers to actually play or practice.
At the moment, the project hasn't really begun. The Burkhart's set to meet with the county development staff soon enough. They'd like to close on the property by May. County leaders say it's too soon to make any sort of comments.
But they say they welcome discussion on any positive economic development. So more to come on that.
A lot of people are discussing it on social media. About 200 comments coming in for us. A lot of people think the idea is great. Others did have some concerns.
Christy commented, ice sports are definitely needed here in the Panhandle. This would be life-changing for so many.
From Evan, something finally beneficial for our community.
Chris said if this ice rink is a private venture, then hey, let's see what happens, but still think the infrastructure on Woodbine needs to be improved well before new businesses and or residences go in.
And James had this to say, this is like the 9th time someone has said this in the past 10 years, and we still have 0 rinks.
Keep all those comments coming. This morning, the Watson firm is hosting its annual Community Thanksgiving Grocery Giveaway.
Starts at 9 o'clock this morning at the Pensacola Interstate Fairgrounds. They'll be handing out whole frozen turkeys or hams and, of course, a variety of sides.
The giveaway can accommodate, we are told, the first 1,000 families, and there were people lined up as we were coming into work this morning. At any rate, it is first come, first serve, and a great thing for the families that are able to partake.
Guess what? There's a new Miss Universe. We'll talk about the lady taking the crown and how one contestant is doing after falling off the stage.
Some travelers in New York could see some ads while they wait on the subway, but one business is reaching out in a whole different way. We'll share that just ahead.
While we're waiting for all that, let's enjoy coffee break, shall we? I think we shall.
Happy Friday.
Actually, I think Miss Universe is a bit, pretentious. Do we really feel we're the only planet with beautiful women?
Yes.
Oh,
We win.
okay
We win.
then.
I don't know. But we have a new Miss Universe. Congratulations to Miss Mexico, Fatima Bosch, crowned the 74th winner of the pageant.
Yay! And the first runner-up was Miss Thailand. Bosch was the contestant berated by a pageant executive, where all the drama started.
That's right. She apparently didn't post enough promotional content, and he called her a dummy. Their confrontation led to about a dozen or so contestants just walking out till they got it straightened out.
And there is more. 2 judges resigned during the competition. They claimed that there was a secret vote that determined the top 30 without the benefit of the judges' input.
You look at their faces. They actually don't totally look like they're having fun, but maybe that's just me. At any rate, Miss Jamaica did not make it on stage for the final because of that. Oh my goodness! They say she did not break any bones, but she was not on the stage. I guess she's possibly still in the hospital. What a way to go!
All right, some people criticize advertising, but if you haven't got ads, how do you know about new stuff?
A fair point. What if advertisers tried to win you over in a slightly different way?
What way is that, Laura?
With a smell.
Well, they do that at the Clinique counter.
Well, you know where they really do it. Have you ever walked into a Bath and Body Works? Yes, you have.
And Burger King. They release all their, charbroiled. That's why when you pass by a Burger King, it might be a conspiracy theory, but you can smell the burger.
Oh, like they got a special vent.
They just release.
Going out to.
They're like, ooh, burger.
The world. Anyway, in New York City, on the subway, we can't imagine what it usually smells like. But Bath and Body Works has apparently launched some smellable adverts.
Ooh. Fresh balsam, vanilla, and pine?
There are diffusers mounted on the walls of the train car or of the wall. I don't know what it is. They got like 20 to 30 pounds of fragrance that they're going to disperse through the end of the month.
I just feel like that's not going to work.
I know.
You're really fighting the subway smell. There's got to be a better place to put that because it's probably going to smell really bad.
They actually talked to some subway riders and asked them.
What does it usually smell like?
I don't think I'm allowed to say that on ABC.
Do it. We'll bleep it anyway.
Like.
Okay, that was a little too far.
What do subway stations usually smell like? Eye roll. They smell like an eye roll.
Well, okay, and we can see that the opinion is a subway generally smells like a subway would expect to smell, right?
The Transit Authority says this is the first time they've done it. They did test it out just to get the feedback, so we'll see how that all goes.
Okay, all these stories, ones about subway smells and more important issues, are available on our YouTube channel. All the good stories, short and long, and including the Morning Minute, which Laura and I produce every morning. 60 seconds to get you on your way every day.
Yep.
Just search WEAR News on the YouTube.
A lot of women deal with morning sickness when they're pregnant. For some, it's really, 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 really bad. A Baldwin County woman is now advocating for others to seek help, and we will bring you her story.
A Baldwin County mom would like other soon-to-be mothers to know that you should speak up when you've got pregnancy symptoms that simply are not normal.
Yeah, Kinsey Coley says she started getting severe morning sickness around week 5 of her pregnancy. Fast forward to week 17, she said she was getting sick a dozen times a day. She'd lost a lot of weight. She made multiple trips to the hospital for IV fluids.
Doctor told her that her symptoms were normal, but then she found that HG&M Morning Sickness Clinic in Birmingham. Turns out she had something called
hyperemesis gravidarum, essentially too much nausea and vomiting in pregnancy. But this is linked to a certain protein in your body. So this clinic helped her find relief through medication and lifestyle, and the healthy baby girl is due in February. So interesting fact, this is the granddaughter of our managing editor, Randy Wood. She was profiled in this national story. Second interesting fact, we have an expert on all things momhood in our control room. AJ with a non-brain rot report today. We are talking about all the things they never tell you about being pregnancy and morning sickness. Did you have it bad?
I did with both pregnancies, not for long and not like Randy's granddaughter had. He told me this morning, we were talking about it, and he said, you got really lucky both times. Basically, like I had kind of what seemed like a pretty normal morning sickness situation very early in my pregnancy, just in the first trimester, and then it went away. But something my doctor told me the whole time was I would ask her about things, you know, like I had a lot of you can see how big my belly was there. I had twins, so I had a lot of swelling in my legs, a lot of indigestion things. And every time I asked her, is this okay? Is this normal? Should it be like this? My doctor would always say, yes, but you know your body and you know if it's not normal. You know if you're in a situation that doesn't feel normal, and that's when we need to check it out. So situations like this where Randy's granddaughter had awful morning sickness for so long. My sister-in-law had the same situation. And I think that's the message. Like, always check with your doctor, and if you feel like it's not normal, it's your body, you know when something doesn't feel normal. But that is just one of the many things that they don't tell you about during pregnancy that you learn. There are so many things you think that your mom or the doctor or somebody would tell you, and you kind of learn a lot along the way.
I would guess so. By the way, those are some great photographs of you and the family.
Thank you. That was like literally minutes before we left to go to the hospital. I was induced with my twins, and I did my hair, I did my makeup, I bought a dress to put on, and I said, we are taking a good picture before we go because I'm not going to look good when this is over.
And mission accomplished, AJ. You're beautiful.
Oh, yes, you are. Thanks, AJ.
Let's get a look outside, shall we? Check on the traffic at the 3 Mile Bridge. No problems there this morning, or is that the Escambia Bay Bridge? I can't really tell.
That would be the 3 Mile.
That would be the 3 Mile. Yes, you're right, Laura Hussey. No problems there, and a presumption that the other bridge is doing well as well.
Just the light. It looked kind of like we were getting artsy with that camera shot, Brooke. It was just kind of gray looking across the bay. If it was a Monday, a gray day would be a real bummer.
Yeah, but at least it's on a Friday. We do have lots of clouds that we're looking at, so that's what we're seeing right now. We also have some fog still, so we are still tracking that fog, especially inland. This is where we do have the issues. It's going to be really a Milton, Molino, Crestview area that we do have the fog this morning. We're seeing a bit of a break of the fog along the coastline, so that's why we're not seeing that dense fog advisory for the coast. You can see still very gray skies, but we're not looking at the fog right now. We do have our fog advisory for at least the next hour and a half, and you do have those visibility issues. Where we're seeing the worst of it does look like it is going to be right around Milton. We're starting to see visibility a bit better in Molino, Atmore. We do have visibility quite low in Crestview, so these are going to be our problem areas. Really that I-10 stretch between Santa Rosa and in Okaloosa County. So that's what we're watching. The fog should clear up within the next hour or so, so it's not lasting long. We'll look at another chance of some patchy fog for your Saturday morning, and then heading into Sunday, we're going to be looking at things calming down. We're going to be seeing actually a very weak cold front that moves in, clears us out, and we will be looking at conditions drying up. We are going to be seeing that at least for Sunday, Monday. When we have that humidity rising again, we're going to have a little bit more of that mugginess going into Tuesday, Wednesday, heading closer to Thanksgiving. We'll have a chance of rain Tuesday as well. That's going to be a second cold front that could actually bring temperatures closer to average come come Thanksgiving. We're in the 60s right now. We're still running above average today in the upper 70s to low 80s. Look at this trend forecast from the Climate Prediction Center. It does look like we will be getting closer to normal come Thanksgiving. So we'll be watching that. 6 to 10 days from now does look like we'll have temperatures possibly in the 60s instead of the 70s. Let's talk about your radar. Right now we have some activity, but it is to the north and it is moving towards the east. So we should be seeing that staying above our viewing area, but we will continue to watch it for you. If you are traveling along I-65, there's going to be a chance that you could eventually move into some of that rain, but right now it does look like that's going to stay to the north of us. We do have a chance of some showers as we do head into your Saturday. It would be very tiny, but we do have about a 20% chance of some pop-up showers, so we can't rule this out as we go into your Saturday morning. So just keep that in mind for your Saturday. That's our first week cold front, and you can see it does clear things out for that Sunday. So your weekend forecast, not too bad, just a tiny chance of rain as we head into your Saturday morning. Sunday should be looking lovely with those clouds building back in by the end of the day. Let's talk tropics now. Not expecting any tropical activity over the next 7 days, and we are just 9 days out from the end of hurricane season, so we will continue to watch it for you, but it does look like we're ending on a nice quiet note. Seatone rain forecast, 1 foot for the Gulf. Winds are variable at about 5 knots, and we do have your yellow flags flying with a good chance we'll see green flags later on today. Let's take you through your week ahead. We do have some warm weather today. Temperatures will warm up into the upper 70s, 20% chance of rain for tomorrow. Heading into the end of the week, we will be looking at those temperatures still in the mid 70s. Thanksgiving slightly cooler.
Wicked for Good officially here. How much the movie brought in for early screenings and the predictions for a big opening weekend.
Okay, earlier this morning, we were hearing what sounded like screaming in the newsroom,
Yeah.
but it sounded like happy screams. We're like, what is that? Turns out it was Ansley excited for the second Wicked coming out, and she did send an audio clip of her, you know, the little riff that Elphaba does. Here, let's play it.
Is that?
It was so loud. I literally heard it behind the news desk, and I mean, what is going on out there?
She was doing it like multiple times in the hallways, but yeah, it's in theaters.
Everybody's excited. Apparently, early screenings are bringing in tons and tons of millions.
Brought in 20 million, as much as 22 million, they say. Experts projecting a 200 million opening weekend globally. Score of 70% with the critics, 97 with regular folk.
Oh, heck yeah. People love this stuff. Tons of events with some of our local businesses jumping in on the Wicked Party. Let's go back to the control room. AJ, what have we got?
So this morning we've been talking about Wicked all morning, and Aria, our reporter for the morning show, she's mentioned that Adana's downtown's bakery on Garden Street has a brunch Saturday.
Hi, Adana.
You have to make reservations online, but everything is Wicked themed. I just did a quick search too, and I saw that Melting Pot, we have a Melting Pot downtown, has a menu that's launching tonight, and then Everman Co-op today, downtown on Garden Street from 11 to 12 is having Wicked themed tasting. So, and there are more. Google it. There are so many Wicked events. Everybody's getting in on the fun, including my daughter, Lila. I think we've shown these pictures before, but I have to show it one more time. She was Elphaba for her birthday party. So we're running out of time though, so I'm going to wrap it up here, guys. But go see Wicked this weekend.
All right, on that note.
And we will continue on the Morning Current in just a second.
Thank you so much for joining us on the Morning Current. All of our team wishes you a fantastic weekend.
Back Monday morning at 7 o'clock. We'll see you then.